Hello, my name is Kaylee McMorrow, and I am a part-time student at Sacred Heart University. I am also a full-time employee at Mastercard. I am an analyst under the Meeting and Travel Services division, and I started in March of 2020, so this was a pretty crazy time to start at a brand new company in events when pretty much the entire world was shutting down. But during this time, I was really able to see firsthand how an amazing company like Mastercard really took initiative and implemented a lot of great programs during this time. We used this time to grow as a company. So one of the biggest initiatives that we took was sustainability, and you can read a ton of articles. This year, our CEO, Michael Miebach, actually implemented that all of our bonuses are going to be based off of the ESG or sustainability program. So being in the Meeting and Travel Services division, this means when I am planning events as an event planner, I need to make sure we are doing things that are sustainable, such as using mobile apps versus printing, just little things like that can go a long way. So throughout this project, you're going to see kind of my plan and how I break down everything for this plan. Mastercard is an American multinational financial services corporation headquartered in Purchase, New York. Mastercard's mission is to connect and power an inclusive digital economy that benefits everyone, everywhere by making transactions safe, effortless, smart, and accessible. Mastercard has a commitment to delivering value to consumers, businesses, and shareholders. Mastercard is a public company originally known as Interbank from 1966 to 1969 and Mastercharge from 1969 to 1979. The company was created by an association of regional bank card alliances in response to the Bank Americard issued by Bank of America. In 1979, Mastercharge was renamed Mastercard and was the first bank to use holograms as part of their card security. Fast forward to present day, Mastercard can be seen almost everywhere. The company is known for their credit card and debit cards, priceless experiences, sports sponsorships such as the MLB and the PGA, as well as their famous red and orange logo. Most recently, Mastercard announced they have suspended all business operations in Russia as their colleagues, customers, and partners come first. With that being said, Mastercard is continuously expanding their business, and I truly believe this is only the beginning. As a multinational company, Mastercard has a wide range of target audiences. Mastercard targets consumers, small and medium businesses, large enterprises, governments and public sectors, banks, and credit unions. When it comes to consumers, these individuals are typically 16 years of age and up, based all over the world, and shop on a regular basis. Mastercard provides credit cards, debit cards, prepaid cards, and gift cards for everyday purchases, travel, tuition, and so much more. This provides individuals with opportunities they may not have had if it wasn't for a Mastercard. For businesses, both big and small, Mastercard helps to grow your business, protect against fraud, and makes it easier for consumers to pay. As the world is constantly evolving, so will the target audiences of Mastercard. Strengths of Mastercard. Mastercard provides safe, smart, effortless, and accessible transactions to consumers, businesses, and shareholders. Mastercard also serves many different areas. They serve consumers, small and medium businesses, large enterprises, governments, and public sectors, as well as banks and credit unions. Lastly, Mastercard is a company that focuses on diversity and inclusion, as well as corporate philanthropy. The latest initiative is sustainability efforts from all employees. Some weaknesses of Mastercard. Mastercard operates on a 4-party system as opposed to a 2- or 3-party system. The 4 parties include the account holder, the card issuer, the merchant, and the acquirer. Another weakness is high exposure to risk and fraud, credit card processing fees, and then lastly, their competitors. Some competitors of Mastercard are Visa, Amex, PayPal, you name it, Cash, they're all competitors, so those fall under weaknesses. So Mastercard's top competitors are threats, but Mastercard's low brand equity is a key weakness fueling their advantage. Some opportunities of Mastercard are the following: diversity and inclusion. So to work with more women and minority-owned businesses, both big and small, is definitely an initiative of 2022 and onward. Emerging markets, so to have digital payments and transactions in developing countries. And lastly, sustainability. Mastercard is mobilizing against climate change directly through our businesses, as well as by committing to net zero emissions by 2040 and supporting our suppliers' decarbonization efforts. We're also developing innovation that regenerate natural resources and reduce carbon footprints. And we're leveraging our network effect, giving consumers tools to measure their own footprints and make donations to Priceless Planet. Some threats. As of April 2022, Mastercard has suspended all business operations in Russia. Another threat is Mastercard has many competitors as named before, so again, Visa, Amex, Global Payments, and PayPal. And lastly, cyber attacks, hacking, and fraud are a major threat to Mastercard. Sustainability is one of the most talked about topics in today's day and age. It is extremely important as it improves the overall quality of our lives, protects our ecosystem, and preserves natural resources for future generations. As a company, being sustainable means earning more money and potentially boosting your bottom line. Factors that contribute to sustainability earnings are reduced business costs, improved reputation, innovative strategies, and new customers with similar values. I believe there is a need for Mastercard to continue with its sustainability efforts as it will help our ecosystem, economy, and the multinational corporation overall. As quoted by the CEO of Mastercard, sustainability at Mastercard involves reducing our carbon footprint and offering consumers the opportunity to do the same. Mastercard is mobilizing against climate change directly through our business, as well as by committing to net zero emissions by 2040 and supporting our suppliers' decarbonization efforts. We're also developing innovations that regenerate natural resources and reduce carbon footprint. And we're leveraging our network effect, giving consumers tools to measure their own footprints and make donations to Priceless Planet. Here are 8 strategies and environmentally conscious solutions that Mastercard has implemented throughout the company. First is reducing emissions. So we commit to reduce absolute scope 1 and 2 GHG emissions 38% by 2025, and to reduce absolute scope 3 GHG emissions 20% from a 2016 base year. The 1.5 degrees Celsius classified target has been approved by the Science Based Targets Initiative, SBTI, the most ambitious designation recognized by SBTI. Another solution is green buildings. All of our owned campuses and owned data centers are certified by Leadership in Energy and Environmental Data, which is also known as LEED, and nearly 90% of our global workspace meets regional or international green certification standards. Another solution is renewable energy. Mastercard joined RE100, a coalition of leading businesses working towards zero carbon emissions, to formalize our commitment to continue sourcing 100% renewable electricity across our global operations. And lastly, supplier engagement, which is huge. So Mastercard has received an A rating for supplier engagement since 2018 from CDP, a global environmental disclosure system whose members measure, manage, disclose their risks and accomplishments on climate change. The Sustainable Cards program is another conscious solution provided by Mastercard. So Mastercard is reducing first-use plastic in payment card production by developing standards used by 100+ financial institutions for recyclable, biosourced, chlorine-free, degradable, and ocean plastics. A new badge is now being included on these cards to signify their sustainable construction. Another solution is the carbon calculator. So with clear insight into the effect of your day-to-day footprint has on the planet, you can make small adjustments resulting in real change. The carbon calculator, developed in collaboration with the Swedish fintech economy allows you to view the estimated carbon footprint of all your card purchases. Another solution is the Priceless Planet Coalition. So we are committed to restoring 100 million trees globally, and will do so by prioritizing projects and geographies with the greatest potential for positive impacts on climate, community, and biodiversity. And lastly, the Wildlife Impact Card. With 1 million animals now at risk of extinction, wildlife habitat preservation has never mattered more. So together with Mastercard, we can 100% make a difference. Aside from cash being one of the biggest competitors of any credit or debit card, MasterCard has several competitors that are on pretty much the same level as them. So companies such as Visa, Discover, Amex or American Express, PayPal, you name it, really any major credit card company is a competitor of MasterCard. I would definitely say Visa is our number one competitor for sure. But ways in which MasterCard can get ahead of their competitors is really by their marketing campaigns. So the good thing with MasterCard, we have several departments. So we do have our Priceless team, we also have our sponsorship team, as well as our marketing and communications team, which is key. But marketing and communications really works hand in hand with our other departments. So for example, sponsorship, we are huge within the MLB and the PGA Tour. So we really use situations like that, events like that, to really promote our company and show what MasterCard is doing as a whole. So this is a great way to show our sustainability efforts and really showcase them, which is going to allow us to get ahead of our competitors. Yes, I know Visa is also big with the NHL, the New York Rangers, but still, we just have to really show what we can do as a company, and that's all we can do, and really promote ourselves through commercials, advertisements, individuals. So our sponsors, I was able to work with Annika Swarnston out in Florida for our Cybersecurity and Risk Summit. Another great way to promote our company. So that is just a way we're going to stay ahead of our competitors. The goal of Mastercard is to enhance Mastercard's corporate social responsibility environmentally sustainability program. Some objectives are the following: to reduce Mastercard's carbon footprint, ultimately reducing carbon dioxide emissions, which contribute to global warming. Second, to bring a total of 1 billion people into the digital financial system by 2025. We recognize that bringing more people into the digital economy strengthens the system, empowers the users, and leads to inclusive growth. And lastly, to increase supplier engagement through various marketing campaigns throughout the company. Mastercard has received an A rating for supplier engagement since 2018 from CDP. CDP is a digital global environmental disclosure system whose members measure, manage, and disclose their risks and accomplishments on climate change. Some strategies for Mastercard include the following. In order to achieve our goal, Mastercard has implemented the Sustainable Card Program. Mastercard is reducing first-use plastic in payment card production by creating standards used by 100-plus financial institutions for recyclable, biosourced, chlorine-free, degradable, and ocean plastics. There is a new badge being included on all cards to signify their sustainability construction. Second, Mastercard is using a carbon calculator in order to keep track of sustainability efforts. A carbon calculator provides clear insight into the effect of your day-to-day carbon footprint has on the planet. It also allows you to make modifications resulting in real-time change. The carbon calculator, developed in collaboration with Swedish fintech Economy, allows you to view estimated carbon footprint of all your card purchases. And lastly, through the Priceless Planet Coalition, Mastercard is extremely committed to rehabilitating 100 million trees around the world. Mastercard will do so by prioritizing projects and geographies with the greatest potential for positive impacts. The impacts will include, but not limited to, climate change, community and biodiversity. Here you will find a detailed budget for Mastercard, which is broken down into two major categories. So the first category is going to be marketing and promotion, which includes social media campaigns, marketing collateral, media kits, editors, and influencers. The second major category is going to be business development. So that's broken down into networking/trade shows, equipment, and fees. From there, you'll see we have several tactics for all of our different strategies. So for strategy number one and tactic number one, it's going to be broken down from January of 2023 through March 2023. So for tactic number one, that's going to be implemented in January of 2023. Then tactic number two will be February of 2023. And then tactic number three will be March of 2023. Then we'll move into strategy number two. So for that, tactic number one will be May of 2023, then tactic number two, June of 2023, and then tactic number three, July of 2023. Between the strategies for one and two, you'll see that there's a bit of a lull. So April is blank. We'll use that time to regroup, refresh, and really come strong May of 2023. So then again, once July 2023 ends, there will be another break. So August will be a time to regroup, refresh, and then come strong in September. So for strategy number three, that's going to be September 2023 through November 2023. So tactic number one will be September, tactic number two will be October, and then tactic number three will be November. And then again, another kind of time to regroup. So that's December. That's also good because it's end of year, gives people time to close out any projects and then really start strong in January of 2024. The way we're going to break down all of these tactics and measure everything are on an end of month basis. So for strategy number one and tactic number one, we are going to use Google Analytics to measure. Tactic number two, we will use social media insights. And then tactic number three, we will use Google Analytics again. Then moving into strategy number two, we will use any type of mobile app tracking system or Apple Analytics. For tactic number two, we will use, again, any type of mobile application or bank statements. And then for tactic number three, we will use a POS tracking system. And then lastly, moving into strategy number three, the tactic number one for that will again be a POS tracking system. Tactic number two, we will use Google Analytics combined with social media insights. And then tactic number three, we will use social media insights. And then overall, when you look at the actual breakdown of the numbers for the budget, you'll see that everything has both a monthly total and then a yearly total. So the numbers for Mastercard are significantly higher than most companies, only because this is a multinational financial institution. So overall, their budget is just going to be greater because we are a global company.